Good evening. Today is Tuesday. Excuse me, not Tuesday. It's Wednesday. I'm pretty sure. Pretty sure today's Wednesday. Hope y'all had a good day. I did. I had an excellent day. I will tell y'all I belong to this group called Kids and Kin, and I know I've mentioned it before, but it's for people who take care of other people's children. So since I am my granddaughter's backup daycare, when the daycare mama has something going on that she can't keep her, then I keep her. And that's who it's for, people who, like, they work at daycares, or they help keep children, or they're the grandparents that do it. And it's a lot of good information. We've already taken one first aid class, and we're going to do another one, I believe, in January. We cover all kind of topics. We cover strong-willed children. We talked one time, I think, about shaken baby syndrome. It's anything to do with the health and development of children. So sometimes it's things on how better study habits. So it's all kinds of interesting topics. We meet twice a month, and especially if you live in Crenshaw County, I think you would really enjoy it. It's like an hour long, 2 times a month, and we normally meet at the library. And today all of us got together in the different counties that our instructor works in. She works in Crenshaw, Bullock, Pike, and over near Dothan, whatever county that is, I can never remember. But anyway, she covers those counties. And so we all got together today and went and ate lunch at Sisters in Troy, and it was and of course Pike County. I don't know if I said that, but it was very good, as it always is. So we had just a time of fellowship. We had a class too, but it was mostly the fellowship, getting to know people and making new friends and everything. It's a lot of fun. If you're interested in joining that, please let me know, and I'll give you the information on when we meet again. It's just a lot of fun. I love going to stuff like that and meeting people and learning new things. I love to learn, and I've always been that way. Not always the things I was supposed to be learning at school, but I've always loved learning. So, excuse me. So that was part of what I did today. But I will tell y'all, I think I've mentioned this before too, I'm taking a 6-month-long course from the Dallas Theological Seminary, and it's called, I believe it's the Tracks program, and it's I'm studying the New Testament. There was 2 tracks. One was the New Testament, of course. The other was Old Testament. And one of the things I have to do, there's 4 or 5 classes that I take online, and it's listening to a professor in a specific, like right now I'm studying Revelation. I did that because I'm doing Revelation here, and so I'm listening to his listening to him teach, and then I take little tests every 20 minutes or so. There's a test. You might have 4 little tests like that in the run of an hour teaching a class. But it's lots of good information, a lot of things that I had never thought about before. And so again, I'm loving learning, and there's some books that I have to read. I've taken these classes, and there's some other things I have to do, including reading the New Testament and outlining the books in the New Testament. So I'm reading and outlining the book of Revelation while I'm doing this and while I'm taking that class. So I've got Revelation on my brain. But it's been a long time since I've had to outline anything, and I've done it by hand before, but I've got to have this on some kind of a digital document. And I don't know how familiar y'all are with Word, but it thinks it knows what you want, and so it does its own crazy little thing. And so you want to have Roman numeral 1, and then capital letter A, and then a title, and then you've got ABC and 1, 2, 3 up under there. You go down in order, And so you want them to line up, you want them to be tabbed, and it's so I finally just gave up doing it in Word, and I'm doing it in Notepad. I'm going to get everything typed, and then I'm going to copy and paste it in Word and see if I can just be real crazy and either do tab or hit the space bar or something. So y'all pray for me while I outline the New Testament. It's very interesting. I've read it before, but it's very interesting. You're looking at it in a different way because you're looking at what the different sections are. So just a little bit of useless knowledge for y'all, other than asking y'all to pray for me that I figure out how I'm going to do this outline so that it looks decent when I send it in. So anyway, tonight we're still in Revelation 2, and you know we've been reading the letters to the churches. So tonight we're going to read the letter to the church in Pergamum. Now I'm assuming that I'm saying that correctly. That's what it looks like, and I believe that's what I've always heard it pronounced. But we're going to read that. So the letter to the church in Pergamum, and it begins in chapter 2, starts in verse 12. And to the angel of the church in Pergamum write, the words of him who has the sharp two-edged sword. I know where you dwell, where Satan's throne is. Yet you hold fast my name, and you did not deny my faith, even in the days of Antipas, my faithful witness, who was killed among you, where Satan dwells. Now that's twice, where Satan's throne is and where Satan dwells. But I have a few things against you. Now, if you will notice, in every letter it's done that. He sent greetings. He tells them some good things they do, but then he shows them the bad things the things they have failed to do, or the bad things they are doing. And to me, that's always the best way to. I've always heard. Randy always said that was the way a good manager would do it. They're going to tell you something good, then they're going to tell you the bad stuff, and then they finish up with something good before they finish up with your review. And that way you're remembering the good stuff. You hear the bad stuff, but you're hearing the good stuff too. So this is that. I have a few things against you. You have some there who hold the teaching of Balaam. Now Balaam was a false god. A teacher rather, who taught Balak to put a stumbling block before the sons of Israel. Let me read that again. You have some there who hold the teaching of Balaam, who taught Balak to put a stumbling block before the sons of Israel, so that they might eat food sacrificed to idols and practice sexual immorality. So also you have some who hold the teaching of the Nicolaitans. Therefore, repent. If not, I will come to you soon and war against them with the sword of my mouth. Now, you know, in several places in the Bible, in Revelation, it mentions the sword. The word of God is sharper than a two-edged sword. The word comes out and they speak and things happen. And so he's warning them, if you don't straighten up and do what you know you're supposed to be doing, believe the things you know you're supposed to be believing, and don't allow false teachers to come in and teach bad theology. He who hasn't, because now these are not baby Christians. These are the leaders of the church who are doing these things or allowing these things. And that's something we need to be very careful. If you are in any kind of authority over another person, you need to be careful I'm not saying you've got to get on to them, but I'm saying it's okay for you to say that's not exactly correct. This is what's correct. And you do that in love and kindness, but you do it so that they're not teaching the wrong thing and they're not believing the wrong thing. It's very important. Each of us are responsible in that kind of way. It's not wrong for anybody to educate another person in love. There's nothing wrong with that. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. And again, remember we talked about how each church was going to get their own letter, but they were going to circulate the other letters. To the one who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna. Now, and I'll remind you what manna is for those of you that may not remember. Manna was the food that God sent down when the Israelites were wandering in the wilderness all those years. My friend Brother Jerry Trotter says that vanilla wafers are manna. Manna was a perfect food. It was light and it was sweet, but it was filling, and it would fill you up, but it would help you live a healthy life. And every day at dusk, the manna would fall, and they would go out and gather it. But they only gathered enough for that day, or maybe it was early in the morning, I don't remember. But anyway, they only gathered enough for that day, except on the day before the Sabbath. That day they would gather for 2 days, because you weren't supposed to get out and gather on the Sabbath. And so, but it was food from God, manna. I will give you some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone with a new name written on the stone that no one knows except the one who receives it. To the one who conquers, I will give some of the hidden manna, and I will give him a white stone with a new name written on the stone that no one knows except the one who receives it. So if God gives you a stone with a new name, you're the only one that knows it, you and God. And so that's the way God can talk to you, and you know he's talking to you because he's using that name. And I'm sure there are other implications to what the name written on the stone is. But it's enough to imagine that God writes your new name on a stone. That's just all the people in the world, and each one of us may get a stone. So anyway, that's the end of the reading for today. And I know we're taking it slow, but I don't want to overwhelm you. There's so much in there to know and to remember. I want you to be satisfied that you're hearing what it's saying and not overwhelm you with so many things. But anyway, thank y'all for joining me tonight. I will be back tomorrow night. We're going to keep going. Monday through Saturday night, we're reading the Bible. Sunday evening, we have bike church, and I'm trying to get back into the swing of doing things like we used to. But anyway, I hope y'all have a great day tomorrow. I'm not sure what the weather's supposed to be like, but we're rolling down to Thanksgiving. I hope y'all are getting ready to see at least some of your family and friends. I know we can't always see everybody that we want to, but make plans to at least see some of the people that you want to. See y'all tomorrow afternoon.